Hi, it's Jason from Fraser Valley Rose Farm. Well, I'm back on the farm today, but this week I got to go on a road trip down to Mount Vernon, Washington to visit Gil at Burkland Gardens. If you have not seen the first half of this video, go there now. It's in the description. I've got the link there. The reason I broke this up into two videos is because as a peculiarity of YouTube's algorithm, if I keep a short video on a focused topic like 10 small conifers for your garden, I will get far more views than if I tried to lump them all together into a longer video. So first video is the other one. This one continues the tour right where we left off, looking at small conifers for the garden. What's this one here?
So it's a true cedar, cedrus, and Cedrus deodora. This one's called Silver Mist, and it wants to be mostly prostrate, so it's been staked up to give it a little bit of height.
Right.
And then it'll just weep over.
What a shape for the garden.
Right, yeah.
I'm just impressed by all of the different color ranges. Like you could mix and match, but this is not like a true blue and it's not like a true green.
It's a Colorado spruce that has a bit of
I guess they call it Irish cream, which is kind of a good name for it.
Yeah, kind of an off yellow color, kind of a, yeah. Between the white and the yellow, Irish cream.
That is a stunning gold, eh?
Yeah, so we should talk about that because people chase that tree. It's a lodgepole pine called Chief Joseph. Pinus contorta latifolia. So it's native to some in eastern Washington, into Montana, Idaho. Named after Chief Joseph, the Nez Perce chief back in the 1800s. But anyway, it's just, it looks very, very ordinary during the summer again, just very, very green. But the most outstanding gold. It's in its old age, I don't think it looks as good, you know. But I do tell people that, but you know, it's probably the best gold in the landscape. There's others that kind of rival it, but it's always an eye catcher.
Yeah, for sure. I can see people chasing that.
Yeah.
And a gorgeous blue over here. I mean, again, you just start mixing greens with blues with golds, and you get some...
This one here, I'm trying to remember. This is a Procera, a noble. So this is a plant discovery by my friend Jason Hupp down in Oregon. He has a nursery called Western Evergreen, and it has his name on it.
And some are blue, and some are gold, but this one is both blue and gold, which is kind of amazing.
So it's a Serbian spruce, which has a silvery blue tone to it, and it's the way the species, you know, that's the way the color of it. So this one's called Pevitine. And it's a dwarf version, very conical as it grows, and it will be gold. Then we'll have that contrast of blue, glauca blue. I don't know, glauca blue, I think, you know, we could call it. But it's one of my favorite trees. You could put it into everything grows, but you can put it in a fairly small landscape and it'd be, you know, pretty successful. So.
Wow.
So these all come with history, so you should get an idea of their growth rates.
Sure.
And so when you buy a tree, you should have an idea how much it would grow in the landscape.
And a nice contorted form on this one. That's great.
Oh, that's so that same grower I was mentioning in Oregon. He had a number of seedling varieties of eastern white pine, and a number of them were brought to the trade. I think that was named after him, Slim Jim. His name was Jim Boyko. And then there's a number of others.
Yeah, another unusual color, eh?
Yeah, that's it's a juniper called Motherlode, and it can get quite bright in the summertime as far as the gold, and so I believe Isley Nursery in Oregon, you know, has produced numbers of those. They might have brought it to the trade. I can't remember for sure.
Is that a Japanese umbrella pine there?
It is.
Yeah, I just recently put one of those in the landscape. It's a little smaller than this, but
they're really slow growing. And the cultivars out there, you don't see a lot of them because to get the understock, the genus is, there's only, the one species in it, and it grows slow. So it takes 7 years to get an understock ready to graft. And then the green penguin, which is this tree right here, this is a pretty old specimen it's one of my favorites. It's a Pinus sylvestris, a Scotch pine. And the interesting thing about them is that they have 2 different sized needles in it. And in the center there's the needles come out and they're somewhat long, and then there's a second set of needles that are sort of short, and they contrast with each other. And this one is very narrow and compact, and as it matures out, it has a little bit of a bulge, looking somewhat like a penguin, and certainly fits the any landscape, the small yard as well.
So is this a Korean fir?
Yeah, you'll see quite a few of them at the back of the nursery here, called Cahoots Ice Breaker, or Ice Breaker we call it. Grows about 2 or 3 inches a year. The needles curl significantly to show that silver underside. And it was a sport on another dwarf Korean fir called Silverlock, and it grows flat, but it will put a leader out at a period of time like 10 or 12 years. Most people cut it out and they continue growing it as a flat conifer.
What do we got?
I think that one's sparkling arrow.
Yep, that's Cypress sparkling arrow.
Yeah.
Love the yellow tips on that.
Yeah.
Here's another form that's kind of interesting with a sort of a very flat, laid flat leaves on that, eh?
So yeah, it's a Hinoki cypress, Cypress, so the false cypress. And these here, I had a few of them. I talked about actually in my last video, and it's they're dwarf forms, miniature ones. The names on them are South Park and Laxa. So these are almost 20 years old.
Oh my.
Yeah. And so the texture on these is people just love them, the color, the texture. It's not the regular needle, it's that flat spray pad that they have. So this one has a little more. It's another Colorado blue spruce, but has a little more gold tone to it.
And that's Wisconsin cream.
Yeah. The firs, when they're grafted, a lot of times they will have a quite swollen bulbous graft union, and so I'm seeing it's possible it's grafted, but it's I'm fairly confident it may not be, but
what's the cultivar on that one again?
So it's another Korean fir, so Abies Koreana.
Oh, Oberon.
And Oberon is the cultivar.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Another really slow growing one. You can see how, with the age of the trunk and everything, the tree is getting close to 2 feet tall from the base to the top, but that's about it. And it's just grows an inch or 2 a year.
So this structure here is where the babies go, where the little ones are.
Yeah, I give them some extra protection in the winter, or I can control the water as well. So conifers can be outside pretty much all the time,
Right.
So they're so hardy, but just to keep them so they're not absolutely soaked, controlling the water, and they do usually a little bump in their appearance as well too, but they do fine outside. So
holy moly, look at the texture on those leaves.
So that is one of my most popular trees, and that group of trees that I just bought from Jason down there in Oregon, Jason Hupp. I bought 20 more of these because I'm almost sold out of them. When people see that, just like you, they really gravitate to the color, the shape of the needle, and it is essentially a shrub size eastern white pine. So
Right.
So
And what's the cultivar name?
so it's Pinus strobus, and this one here is I think it's mini twist. So
Wow. Yeah, it just stands out, right?
mm-hmm.
And I assume this is another.
That's another one.
That's I'm just trying to, I hope that when I'm taking footage like this,
Yeah.
that people can see what I'm talking about.
Sure.
Because it's not a sure thing, right?
Right. So here's some baby ones, and these are the mini twists, and there's a number of named ones that have similar characteristics. They'll have slightly different growth habits and that. But this is a 1-year graft. This was grafted earlier this year or late last year, but during the dormant season. The understock is still attached here, and the reason to leave that on for a little period of time is that this will actually pull sap up and help to this growth here. This can be cut off on a tree like this pretty much any time, but I would wait till spring to do that. So I've got a grouping of icebreakers in here. I'm just saving them for my retirement. I'm just gonna sell.
Okay, who are you kidding about retirement? Come on.
I kind of need to slow down here, so.
Wow. Okay, that's that icebreaker. Wow, what a nice.
I have one at home that is about 3 feet across, and it's grafted a little high, and it's in a pot. I really love it. So.
And this is not icebreaker, but
so this is silverlock, and icebreaker was what they call a witch's broom off of this tree, and the witch's broom is an anomaly, a congested growth that grows on the tree, and you don't know all the reasons that but most of the true miniatures are we say it came from witch's brooms, and so icebreaker was a witch's broom on silverlock. And golden spreader, it's a Nordman fir.
That's a Nordman fir. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And again, just a very nice, like it isn't going to pick up that sort of upright form. So if you're looking for a variety of forms in the garden, you pick this. You combine it with something a little more upright.
Yeah, they will. Like the icebreaker, they'll put out a leader as well.
Okay.
And so, and a lot of people cut it out. But at home I've let mine go, and even though they're 25 years old, they're only about 4 to 5 feet tall,
okay,
but very broad at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, thanks so much for watching today. As again, this is Gil from Burkland Gardens. I'll link his YouTube channel and the website for his farm here. And if you have any questions about conifers, go visit his channel or drop something in the comments below this video, and we'll see what we can do to help.